I'm going to show you one of the best hacks ever to smarten up your crochet. One of the things that happens when you start to work in the round is you get this step because you're changing the height. And yes, you can get rid of it when you sew in this end, but I've got a hack that means that you don't need to do any of that work because it works straight away. Let me show you. This one has the step. This one does not. And this is done with double crochets, single crochet in US, and that step gets more and more pronounced as you work into higher stitches. So this is a half treble, half double crochet in US, and let me show you it in a treble, which is a double in US. The step just gets more and more pronounced the higher you go through the stitches, but you can get rid of that ugly step on every single stitch type at the beginning of your round, and it is the simplest hack ever. So let me show you how to do it. Once you've created the number of chains required in your pattern, you're going to extend the live loop a little and take your hook out, and then your next job is to find the first foundation chain made without twisting that chain, and you're going to keep that to your back with your live loop closest to you at the front. Now I'm looking for the back bump of that chain, that's the third loop, and that's what I'm going to work into. I'm going from the back to the front, placing my hook through it, and then I'm ready to put my live loop over the top of that, and then pulling that through and tightening that live loop down. That has then created the round join through that first foundation chain, but that foundation chain then needs to be used again because that is where your first stitch is worked into. So I'm placing my hook back through the back bump and making my starting stitch. That's a starting double crochet, starting single crochet in US that I've just used, and that's it. That's how you do it, and then I'm just continuing to double crochet, single crochet US in the back bumps right the way around the foundation chains that I have created. Just be aware that when you come to the very end of the round, it can be a little more difficult to find the very final foundation chain that you need to work into. So you either need to check your stitch count or maybe place mark it as your final chain at the very beginning. Now you can see I'm starting my next round and I'm doing the exact same thing. I'm taking my hook from the back to the front, but under the back and front loops this time, placing the live hook over, pulling it through, and then I'm ready to start with another starting double crochet, but through front and back loops this time. This is such a great hack that I really hope that you start using this as well. The level of finesse that it can bring to the beginning of your project is just fantastic, and you can see you can create lovely, neat row joins every single row so that they are leveled off and you don't end up with this jog and horrible step at the bottom of your work. If you would prefer a step-by-step photo tutorial, I have one of those as well, and I'll link it below in the drop box. Enjoy!